Hey there everyone, and welcome to another video. I am 99% certain that this is gonna be an extremely dull video for a lot of people, but some people might find it interesting, because we're gonna be talking about office suites. Yeah, real interesting. I promise, there is a point to this. So while I've been waiting for Plasma 6 to come out on Arch Linux, it's out in general, but it has not reached the Arch repository, so I'm still on 5.27. I'm still sort of handicapped by that zoom bug I fixed a while ago, but I can use my computer enough to be able to do certain things. But one of the things that I've been struggling with is finding an office suite that is actually usable for me. I have a perpetual license for Office 2021 Professional Plus, the Microsoft Office, and I love Microsoft Office because it has things like Immersive Reader, and it's a user interface I'm very familiar with because I've been using it since I was a literal fetus. And when you're blind and you're used to an office suite layout, you probably don't want to change it. So, yeah, I'm a proud Microsoft Office user, but I'm also a Linux user, which means Microsoft Office just ain't gonna cut it. I don't want to deal with bottles, I don't want to deal with wine, and I don't want to set up a Windows VM to use my Office suite. That's a pain in the arse, and I don't want to do it. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let that Office license go and find an alternative. Well, I tried. There is LibreOffice Writer, which I admit I don't use often, because the amount of times I'm writing a document is very slim. Now, LibreOffice Writer is okay-ish. The icons are perfectly fine when you set them up to be Breeze Light. And the dark theme is okay when you set it up properly. The problem with LibreOffice is I needed help. Thank you to the evil skeleton in the Discord server for helping me out. To get it to a state where I can actually use it. And Writer is probably fine at this point. But I don't use Writer often. I am more of... the only reason I really need an Office suite is because I need a spreadsheet. So that's where LibreOffice Calc comes in. There's your spreadsheet. And I need a spreadsheet to be able to track things like Steam keys for socially distant, because that's just how I account them. Who has what key, for how long, and why, and what is the key. And, has the key been banned? Like, for example, if there's a playtester and they've left the playtest program, or the program has ended, I want to ban that Steam key. Or if it's a key that I'm giving to someone to try the game out for a little bit and give me a little bit of feedback, which I guess is playtesting, but at a smaller scale, I would want to ban that key before release, and that's why I need a spreadsheet to keep track of that. The problem is, even with the evil skeleton's help, mine looks nothing like his, and mine looks very busted. For example, if I do a Control-A, I get flashbanged by the selection highlight, which is not great. So for example, if I type in some text here, and I select it, okay, it does invert the selection, that's good, but still, I can't really read black on white, which is the entire point of me using a dark theme. This is not ideal at all. It's usable, but I wouldn't want to use it. Then there's the other issue that I'd like to solve with Office suites in general. Not only do I need that Steam key database type thing, but I also need a game design document for socially distant, and I need other people to be able to collaborate with it, because I'm not a good writer, and by the way, I'm looking for someone to volunteer write the game with me. So I'd like to give other people access to some of the assets that the game has, and I'd also like to be able to give people the ability to collaborate on documents and spreadsheets and whatever else I need help collaborating with. And I'm not going to be able to do that with a desktop office suite like LibreOffice. It's just not going to happen because it's a desktop office suite, and I don't want people, VNCing into my computer to help me out. No, I don't want that. Now there's a solution for this. If we hop into a web browser, and we go to a domain name that does actually exist and is not expired, I set up a Nextcloud instance today. That was my project. It's at hub.acidiclight.dev, and no, you cannot access it. It is gonna log me in, or it is gonna prompt me for a login through the Acidic Light community. It's like the Socially Distant forum, the website, and my personal website right now. But this is actually locked down. So like I can use my GitHub and stuff like that to log in, but I have to be me. So I'll log in with GitHub. It'll take a bit. But once it sorts itself out, in a little bit, it will redirect me to Nextcloud, and I've got the socially distant background and everything set up on it. This is my Nextcloud instance. So, the login was all done by Authentic, which is what powers the Acidic Light community login, and also the Trixel Creative login, which is really great. I love Authentic. It's amazing. And thanks to Coco in the Discord server for helping me set that all up, because they've been really helpful. But, yeah, okay. So, obviously, if you've used Nextcloud, then you've used Nextcloud. You kind of know how it works. But if you haven't, you got all this kind of business-oriented stuff along the top, like, there's a task list, there's, like, a Kanban board type thing, there's a calendar, there's note-taking stuff, there's even a Microsoft Teams style chat system that I'm not really gonna use, honestly, but it's there. And, actually I don't know if I clicked on that chat, but, you get all that stuff. But what you also have is file storage, which is kind of the main thing about Nextcloud, is its file storage system. And, most of what's in here is default. I haven't gone in and cleaned it out, but if I go to Documents and open this Welcome to Nextcloud Hub docx file, which is a Microsoft Word document, it's gonna open in an Office program. It's gonna open in OnlyOffice, which is really cool. And I've already gone in and configured it to use dark mode and all that stuff, so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing, which is great. And the best part is, and this is something that I want to talk about, is if I select a bunch of text, and then go to Plugins, and then go over to Background Plugins, there is a speech plugin that I can click on. And, just so you guys can... Oh wait, I think it is recording. No, it's not. One moment, I'm gonna fix OBS on the fly here.
Servers you control. With Nextcloud Hub you can sync and share and access all your files and documents from all your devices.
Let's see.
Communicate with others via chat, audio or video calls.
There we go.
Access, manage and share your calendars and contacts.
Okay.
Plan, schedule and manage tasks.
So as you can hear,
View
there
and
is
share your photos and media files.
Weird accented
Access your
text-to-speech
emails.
voice reading the document
Edit your
out.
documents with others, in real time. You can do all of this in the web interface, via your desktop, laptop or your Android and iOS devices. Whether using a mobile device, a workstation, or a web client. Nextcloud provides the ability to put the right files in the right hands at the right time on any device in one simple-to-use, secure and private solution. For Nextcloud in mission-critical environments or at larger scale in a professional organization.
I'm not even looking at it.
We are ready to provide you with what you need for success. Learn more. All example pictures, videos and documents are licensed under Creative Commons Attribution.
Okay, good. I'm legally allowed to show this. Anyway, so yeah, I can read a document. It's almost exactly like Immersive Reader in how it works, except very bare bones. It's great. That replaces one of the reasons why I have Microsoft Office 2021, is the ability to read stuff. Now there is a problem with it. As you heard, the accent in the text-to-speech voice, I could understand it, but that is not the voice that it should be using. It's using the same kind of API that if I go to like my own website and double click on some text and hit this button here. This is a Chrome extension I have for reading the internet.
I am a blind game developer and C# programmer, most well known for my work as lead programmer of Restitched.
So yeah, that's who I am, and you heard the voice. It was an American / default kind of accent, and I can understand that. Now, luckily, I could understand the accent. What happened here? Okay. I could understand the accent that it was using here. That's all well and great. But the problem is, if it's doing that, it's auto-detecting what language the text is written in. And if I'm reading something like source code, that isn't gonna work. Which is a very common problem I have on the internet with my screen reader plugin, or text-to-speech plugin, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a screen reader, but you know what I mean. Is that if I try to highlight source code because I'm reading documentation, it's just not gonna read it right. Sometimes it'll try to read it in Japanese, or Chinese, or Russian, or it'll play in a pre-recorded audio file saying, I can't read this. Neither of which is ideal. So I wish that it would just use a default voice. I'm pretty sure I can go into the settings in this case and bring up a dialog box type thing that lets me change it, but I haven't tried that. So you get your speech rate and pitch settings. So if you want to make it faster or more high pitched or something like that, you can do that. Google. Yeah, so it is definitely using the Google voice. So yeah, I can go in and...
I didn't understand.
Shut up, Google Clock. I can go in and set the language to English. And then I guess there's your English. I can go English male, British. Okay, US English. That's what I would want to set it as, because I speak US English. There you go. Okay, so, I could highlight this section. By the way, this highlight color, I'm sorry, OnlyOffice, but it's fucking horrible for contrast. And the reason I'm swearing is because the dark theme I'm using is literally called Contrast Dark. That is not good. But, whatever. It's fine. I didn't write this. I don't have control over it. Anyway, let's try that out.
Nextcloud Hub is the open source...
So yeah, I can go in and I can set the voice. Cool, awesome. So that's figured out. It doesn't auto-detect anymore. I can actually override it and set a specific language, which you should do if you're using this for screen reading. You should set it to the language you actually speak. So I've done that. Cool. However, I don't like the method that it uses to activate it, because what it's effectively doing is it's making me go into this plugins screen, and then, into a drop-down, and then I have to have the text selected first, and then I have to tick an on switch, and then, leave it on until it's done, and, that's just not the best workflow for something like this at all, because maybe I want to use it to proofread. That is not the right section. Maybe I want to edit the document and I want to proofread my text. Obviously, I'm blind, and I maybe can see the red squiggly, but, you know, the red squiggly might just be telling me that I'm typing a word that it doesn't recognize, like Nextcloud, where, in this case, it is a word, it's a noun, it's a proper noun, it's just not aware of it. And, you know, I'd want to hear the word to make sure that it is actually, you know, pronounced how I expect, to get rid of those spell check false positives, and I can't really do that very easily without first selecting the text and then going up to the plugin screen, getting rid of whatever I was doing in the ribbon, and then going down here and then flipping the switch and having it not work.
Nextcloud.
There we go. Okay. So it's a little clunky. What I'd prefer it to be, or the way I'd prefer it to work, is because it's because I don't want to mess with the ribbon or anything like that. I'd prefer it if I could, like, add it as a right-click option, when I right-click the text. So, you know, there's your spell check stuff, and, you know, your ignore option, and then cut, copy, paste, print, which I don't know how it would print the document. Oh wait, I guess it would, like, use the browser to do it, but, add comment, all that stuff, hyperlink, start new list, set numbering value, continue numbering, just list, all this list stuff and formatting stuff and, you know, your clipboard and all that stuff. What I'd like is if I could have a custom option here that just runs that speech plugin on the selected text. If I could do that, it would be absolutely amazing. This would be perfect for me. But I can't, so it's not. But, you know, this is a lot better than LibreOffice. What I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna try creating a spreadsheet, which I don't know how to do just yet. I have not done that. New. We can upload a file, create a new folder, new document, new form template, new presentation, new spreadsheet. And, you know, let's pretend that I'm creating the Steam key tracker for socially distant. So, you know, it's going to create an Excel spreadsheet, which is cool. Socially distant Steam key tracker. You know, something like that. And then it'll create it. And then I can double click it and it will open in something once it figures itself out. Okay, so this isn't good. Okay. In this case, the spreadsheet is light mode, which is not good. I could probably override it with Dark Reader, I want to say. Maybe? No. Okay, so that's not good. Let's go File. Advanced Settings. There should be an interface theme. English. I warned you guys, this would be a very dull video. It's just me fumbling around an Office suite. Okay, interface theme. Contrast dark. There is no option to make the spreadsheet dark mode. So that's not good. I would actually have to go in and probably change all of the cell backgrounds and text Oh, this is gonna be horrible. To there's black, and then I would change the text color to white, and then there's your de facto dark theme. So I guess in this case, if I'm only doing, like, if I don't ever want to print this spreadsheet off, this is fine. But obviously the point of document dark mode is that you want to change the colors of the document as a viewer, but not actually in the file itself, so that people in light mode can actually read their document in light mode, and then if you print it off, you're not going to print an entire paper full of black ink. So, yeah, that's a bit of a limitation with the spreadsheet, but, you know, in this case, I would never print this off, so it would probably be fine, and realistically, if you're on my Nextcloud and you're like, if you're annoyed that the document is dark, just go away. I have accessibility needs. Deal with it. Run your own instance if you have a problem with it. So, you know, there's that. But, you know, it would be nice if I could just have the document view be dark mode without having to actually explicitly go in and set the document colors like that. That would be a lot better. So yeah. What can you do? The next thing I want to try is actually creating a PowerPoint presentation, because that might be something that I want to do. Maybe I want to do it as part of like a video or something. I don't do that often, but maybe, you know, hypothetically, it's something I might want to do. It's a new presentation. Let's be funny. Yeah, it's creating a PowerPoint presentation. That's cool. Why Richie is the cutest human in existence. That's a reverse acronym, if you're wondering. But, you know, there's why Richie is the cutest human in existence. .pptx. Open it. And as is the case with the spreadsheet, the presentation, the PowerPoint is not dark mode. I would probably have to go into like Slide Master or whatever the equivalent would be to go in and set the theme, and then I don't know how I would do that in OnlyOffice just yet. I can't even remember how to do it in regular PowerPoint. That's sad. Would it be View, maybe? Grid lines, guides, rules, interface theme. Okay, so there's your interface theme. That's cool. Obviously, it's already set to contrast dark. What does dark do? It's just less contrast. Okay. Contrast dark. It's the darker gray. Alright, how do I get to Slide Master, though? That's what I'm looking for. If you don't know what Slide Master is, in PowerPoint, it's, instead of you setting the theme and stuff like that for each slide individually, you set it, more of like, globally, but not really. It's hard to explain. Once I find it, I'll explain what it's useful for. Add slide. Not what I want. I don't know if this can do a Slide Master. There's your text box, image, shape. There's your, like, Microsoft Word style. No, this is your theming. Okay. I recognize some of these themes. I've used them before. In school. That's freaky. Okay, so there is no way to do a slide master. At least not in the way I would typically do it. But there's background. Could this be used to set the background to black? Black is a little hard for a spreadsheet, but okay, so there's background color fill. Show slide number. Show date and time. Okay, so this is a problem. Setting the background, there is no way to set the text. And because you don't have a slide master that I'm aware of. Yeah. So this is very limiting. What if I search? I feel so bad for anyone watching this, wanting me to do anything not involving a goddamn Office suite. Unfortunately, this stuff does need to be talked about. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I would go in and set the design, unfortunately. I could probably do it through this interface, maybe? Where's this do? Oh, my head hurts. My head is actually starting to hurt from the light color scheme. That's not good. Okay, there's slide 101. Let's look around the side, maybe. Okay. Whoa. Did not mean to right-click. I left the PowerPoint interface. Okay, that's probably an omen. That's probably a sign that I probably don't want to use that presentation editor. I'll probably just end up using LibreOffice for that. The amount of times I do a presentation like that is very rare. So, you know, that's fine. But at least the document editor is fine. It's usable. The spreadsheet, if you change the colors around, perfectly usable. But yeah, that's a little bit of a look at Nextcloud and OnlyOffice. I might swap it out for the other one, the Collabora one, maybe. See if it's a little better. I don't know. But, yeah, it's pretty nice, honestly. Even with those shortcomings for accessibility, it's pretty nice. And, you know, the great thing about this is like I said, this is all tied to the Aesthetic Light community login that you have for, like, the socially distant forum. So, you know, I can go in here, log out, and it'll take me back to my main website, which is great. That's fine. That's, I mean, not the best, but at least it's, you know, a place to kind of land on. And then I can go up here to my work, you know, click on that, or not click on that, but go to the drop down, socially distant, takes you to the socially distant website, and hit login. And same account, same session, I'm now editing the socially distant website, or, you know, doing whatever I would have done, or would have wanted to do with the socially distant website. Like if I wanted to write an article or something, I can do that. And also, if I want to edit or not edit anything, but go to the forum, talk to you guys. it's also the same login. In this case, it actually kept my settings, so, you know, that's really cool. I can hop around these different places, and it's all secure. It's just gonna log me in with the same account, and I don't have to worry about remembering a password for each different one or anything like that. And I can log in with Patreon, I can log in with GitHub, I can log in with, Discord, and then eventually I'll be able to log in with Steam to a Nextcloud instance, which is really cool. So yeah. And because it's tied to that, I can actually allow people, if they want to help out with Socially Distant, you know, as a team member actually working on the game, the only things I need to invite them to is you have to have an Acidic Light account, which is easy. Just create one. And then, you know, if you're on the forum, you already have one. And then I can add you to the Nextcloud group. You automatically have access with your own user account and access to, you know, whatever I grant you access to. Whether that be game assets and whatnot. And then I have to invite you to GitHub, and then that's, like, easy. And in the Discord, and then boom. You're good to go. So yeah. Just a little look at the setup that I set up for being able to work on, you know, kind of mundane, boring office stuff that I need to work on in a way that's actually integrated with everything else that I do. And kind of, a little bit, not really, but a little bit, blind accessible. So yeah. Oh, and did I mention it's all open source? Anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, I hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you're masochistic enough to enjoy a long-ass video about a blind guy talking about office suites. As always, I've been Michael, even though everyone calls me Richie, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, still need to set up the Stream Deck. Don't know how to do that.